Hello, this is Madam Hexaba, the witch, in case you couldn't tell. And I can be rather stupid. Oh, I know, some of you are covering your ears because I said the word stupid. But it is only because it is true. You hear this wonderful voice of mine. I have to admit that it can get me in trouble. How do you take care of your voice, especially if you're using it like this? I'll give you an example so you just understand the difference. So there's this voice, Madam Hexaba. But of course, if I drink from my goblet with my potion, you can see that my voice can be very different. And usually the stories told are like this, but I can't be like this for too long. Hold on. And thank goodness that voice is back. But that means with all the performances that are done, that can really do a toll. And it's very stupid. So what do I do to counteract that? Because this continued throughout the years. I will pay for it, I will. But this is something that I've told people, and it's not just when you have a sore throat. This is when you just want to take care of yourself. I have these little ones of mine, and at first, they had it when they had sore throats, but then they loved the taste so much that they asked for it more. So who am I to blame them? First, you will need some kind of mug, and then you'll want to have some water, and you'll fill it up about yay high. Then, once you do that, you're going to get some honey. Now, instead of regular measurements, I like to do it in a different kind of way. I like to do them in seconds or glugs. For honey, I like to do 5 seconds. So if you were to hold it upside down, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you would have it. Then you heat it in the microwave for 1 minute. Some people even push it to 1.5 minutes, but then it's quite hot. And it's not that you want it to be scalding going down your throat. You want it to be warm so that all of the properties of it could actually work. Now, once you get it out of the microwave, you then take some lemon juice. Now, you notice I don't take some rinky-dink version of lemon juice. I like to use this a lot, and so I have quite a bit. And instead of seconds, because of that little hole at the top, it can come out very, very fast. So I usually like to say about 2 glugs. So that's glug, glug. Now, if I want a little bit more sweetness, I can, of course, add just a little bit more. And you might add more honey or more lemon, depending. It doesn't really quite matter. But lemon and honey both have the ability to reduce headaches, and honey especially can soothe your throat. It kind of coats your throat. And that way, especially if you're using a voice like mine for a long time, or even a short time, or if a sore throat, or you just need to take care of your voice, then I highly recommend it. But what else can be done? Because I already know I'm being stupid. It's because there are things you can do with your mouth. There are things that you can do to warm up. So before performance, it's always good that perhaps on the drive, perhaps when I'm on my broomstick out flying, or of course the car when I want to be a law-abiding witch, I can do big yawns, loud ones. Think of a banshee. A banshee is not shy to scream. You want to have a yawn that could be comparative to a banshee. So just yawn, go, now this opens up your mouth, it stretches it a little bit, warms up everything, and it also gives you oxygen. Some people think that you yawn because you're tired, and that could be so, but sometimes you yawn because your body is saying you need more air. So that's one way to do it. Then once you do some of those yawns, you can do some exercises to stretch out your mouth, like hee, haw, hee. And then you do it again, hee, haw, hee. And let's do it a third time. I love the number 3. Hee, haw, hee. And can you feel that? You can feel that stretching. That is so good for you. Then you can also do something to really test your lung capacity. This is something you need to do without breathing. Well, you can breathe before you do it, but then don't breathe. And you do it up to the number 10. So it starts like this. Again, one breath. One by one, they went away. So that was one breath, but then we're going to do it to 2. One by one and 2 by 2, they went away. And we keep going. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3, they went away. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4, they went away. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 and 5 by 5, they went away. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 and 5 by 5 and 6 by 6, they went away. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 and 5 by 5 and 6 by 6 and 7 by 7, they went away. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 and 5 by 5 and 6 by 6 and 7 by 7 and 8 by 8, they went away. Big breath. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 and 5 by 5 and 6 by 6 and 7 by 7 and 8 by 8 and 9 by 9, they went away. One more, you can do it. Big breath. 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 and 5 by 5 and 6 by 6 and 7 by 7 and 8 by 8 and 9 by 9 and 10 by 10, they went away. Oh, that was a close one there. Usually I'm a little bit better. Usually I stand, and here I am sitting down. Shame on me. But that, if you keep it up and you do these warm-ups, you can take care of your voice. So then when you do 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, or yes, I've done it 4 hours in a row, no breaks, in the night air, which makes it even worse, you can still have a voice the next day and the next and the next and the next. But I may still suffer the consequences. Later on, I may discover that I have this voice permanently, and no matter a potion will get my normal voice back. I know this. I do. But remember, I already have admitted that I am stupid. But I counteract it with that hot honey lemon, with that exercise, and of course, maybe having these ghoulish dreams that my voice will be perfect. So, please, take care, maybe not be as stupid as me. And for other interesting facts or games or ideas, please, storycrossroads.com. There are many free lesson plans, story games. We have an e-newsletter. You can sign up for that. Until we tell again.